In the realm of meaningful conversations, the ability to captivate and intrigue is a rare and powerful skill. To be the guy that women find interesting is not about flashy words or trying to impress. It's about authenticity, confidence, and a deep sense of curiosity. Women are naturally drawn to men who listen, who share engaging stories, and who show genuine interest in their world. As Maya Angelou once said, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." The most interesting men in conversations aren't necessarily the ones who talk the most, but rather those who create an atmosphere where both people feel connected. These men master the art of storytelling, ask thoughtful questions, and know how to make a woman feel valued and understood. It's a blend of confidence and humility that becomes magnetic. If you want to become the guy women find interesting, focus on the traits women find attractive: curiosity, attentiveness, and authenticity. The key is to be present and invested in the conversation, making her feel like the most important person in the room. Number 1. Ignore your long-term history. When you meet a beautiful woman and feel that instant urge to win her over, most men make the same mistake. They rush to highlight their best qualities, as if solving a puzzle, cramming as much information as possible into a short window to impress her. But here's the thing. Women hate this. They don't want to hear a list of accomplishments, and if all you do is talk about yourself, you'll come off as boring. Studies have shown that both men and women love to talk about themselves, so instead of making it about you, focus on her. Ask meaningful questions and really listen to her responses. When a woman feels truly heard and understood, she becomes more drawn to you. After your conversation, you want her self-esteem to soar, to feel seen and valued. The key is to make her feel interesting, not just admired. Instead of offering generic compliments like, "You're so cute," which she's probably heard countless times, try something playful and unexpected. For example, saying, "You're beautiful, but that's not the reason I'm interested," sparks curiosity. It shows you value something beyond her looks. Remember, women can easily sense fake interest. Asking shallow questions like, "Oh, you like fashion? What kind of fashion?" won't make an impact. Instead, take the conversation deeper. Be genuinely curious, share a funny or lighthearted story, and let your personality shine through. Enjoy it. She won't leave the conversation thinking you're a very interesting person. Number 2. Break the conversation framework. Most men, whether they realize it or not, follow a predictable formula when interacting with women. They ask the same dull questions. What do you do for work? Or where are you from? Let's be honest, we've all heard these a million times. Women are used to guys who merely skim the surface, guys who never dig deeper into what really excites them. But when you show genuine curiosity about what lights her up, she feels seen and appreciated. It's as if you're inviting her into a new world of conversation, one she rarely gets to explore. Imagine this. You're at a party. Instead of greeting her with the usual, "What's your name?" component placement, you say something entirely different, like, "You must be a fashion expert, right? I can tell from your bold, Italian-inspired look." Her curiosity ignites. Why? Because it's not the typical, predictable small talk. You've broken the script, and now she's intrigued. She's thinking, "Who is this guy? He's different." The power of these types of questions lies in how they invite the other person to reflect and share their inner world, creating a deeper connection. You're not just asking about surface-level details. You're pulling her into a conversation that allows her to be vulnerable, to open up in ways she usually doesn't. By steering away from predictable questions and diving into something deeper, you offer her a memorable experience, one that lingers long after your conversation ends. You're no longer just another guy in the crowd. You're the one who made her feel something. But here's the key. How do you create these memorable questions? Instead of asking what she does for a living, ask, what passion keeps you up at night? Or instead of, where are you from? Try, which place in the world makes you feel most alive? These aren't questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no. They invite her to dive deeper, to share a part of herself she usually keeps hidden. You see, women, like all people, crave genuine connection. They want someone who cares about more than just the what and where of their life. When you show that you care about the why and how, you become irresistible. Your goal is to make her feel something: curiosity, excitement, interest, and connection. These emotions are the glue that keeps a conversation alive long after it ends. So next time you find yourself talking to a woman, challenge yourself to go off script. Ask her something that makes her stop and think, I've never been asked that before. Show her that you see her as more than just another face in the crowd. When you master this art, you're not just talking, you're creating an experience. And that's something worth remembering. In a world full of distractions and noise, being the person who sparks genuine emotions and thoughts will set you apart. It's not about being perfect, but about being authentic. Number 3, know how to listen and respond. Men who are truly attractive to women possess an art that often goes unnoticed: the ability to speak when necessary, but more importantly, to listen at the right moments. It sounds simple, yet it's an art form that many men miss entirely. We've all seen that guy who can't stop talking, constantly turning the spotlight back on himself. And here's the truth: most women aren't drawn to that. In fact, too much talking can be the fastest way to lose her interest. But here's the twist: say too little, and you risk coming across as boring or disinterested. The real secret? It's all about being fully present, right here, right now, listening with intention. But what does truly listening even mean? It's not the passive act of sitting back and letting her speak while your mind drifts to the next thing you want to say. No, real listening, active listening, is about creating a space where she feels seen, heard, and understood. Imagine this for a moment. When a woman feels truly listened to, something powerful happens. She feels valued. And when she feels valued, she opens up in ways you wouldn't believe, connecting with you on a deeper level. You're not just there to sit back and nod like a rocking doll. It's about engaging in a way that makes her feel like her thoughts, feelings, and experiences matter to you. Consider this: when she shares a challenge from her day, resist the urge to immediately jump in with solutions. Instead, lean in emotionally. Try saying something like, "That sounds incredibly tough. How do you stay positive through that?" Suddenly the conversation shifts. You've shown her that you not only heard her, but that you're invested in understanding her experience. And here's the wild part: that's what people, especially women, are really seeking in conversations. Not just someone to hear the words they say, but someone who understands their emotional experience. It's a game changer. As Dale Carnegie wisely said, you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming genuinely interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get people interested in you. This truth holds immense power in romantic relationships. Women are instinctively drawn to men who show a sincere interest in their thoughts, their stories, and their passions instead of waiting for their turn to speak. And let's not forget, listening goes beyond just words. Pay attention to the nuances: her body language, the tone of her voice, how her eyes light up when she talks about something she loves. Watch for the way her posture changes, or the spark that appears when she mentions a particular topic. Those are your cues to dig deeper. When she leans forward or becomes animated, it's an invitation. Ask her, "What got you into that?" Or, why is that so meaningful to you? You're not just asking questions, you're showing her that you are genuinely interested in what lights her up, and that kind of attention is magnetic. But here's the most crucial part: don't fake it. Women can sense when a man is merely pretending to listen. Authenticity is key. You have to be truly engaged, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Show her that you're not just a passive observer, but an active participant in the conversation, someone who values what she's saying and seeks to understand her world. In the end, being a good listener isn't about staying quiet or letting her dominate the conversation. It's about finding that perfect balance where she feels heard, understood, and you both feel connected. Because the truth is, a woman can spot the difference between a man who's just filling the silence and a man who's genuinely present. And that difference? It's the line between a fleeting conversation and a connection that lasts. Now imagine the ripple effect of truly listening. You're not just another guy making small talk. You're someone who understands the art of connection. That's what makes you memorable. That's what makes you magnetic. And that's the kind of man who stands out from the crowd. Number 4, bring life to the conversation. Passion is magnetic. It's that spark you just can't ignore. When something in life lights you up from within, it draws people in, especially women. There's something undeniable about a man who's passionate. It signals depth, drive, and a unique energy. Imagine she says she cares deeply about animal welfare. Don't stop it, that's cool. Instead, dig deeper. Ask, what inspired your love for animals? You're inviting her to share something meaningful, and in return, you get to understand her in ways most people never do. The more you show interest in her inner world, the more she associates you with validation, excitement, and true connection. Isn't that what lasting relationships are built on? But balance is key. Share what excites you, but be mindful of her interest level. Read her emotions. Share just enough to spark her curiosity. Then flip the script and ask about her passions. If she's not into it, pivot. Here's the truth. When a woman feels truly understood, she feels more connected. And the beauty of this approach is you're not playing games or trying to impress her with grand gestures. You're simply creating space for meaningful exchange, and that's rare. By taking conversations beyond the surface, you set yourself apart as the guy who makes her feel important. Make it a two-way street. The exchange of energy and conversation is what keeps it alive. Passionate men are seen as more confident. It's not just talk. Science backs it up. Studies show that passion is contagious. When you share your enthusiasm, it lights up the same areas of the brain in the other person, drawing them deeper into the conversation. So how do you become that guy? Start by sharing something that lights you up, but do it in a way that invites her to engage. Say you're into photography. You could say, I love how photography captures moments most people miss. Is there anything in life that makes you feel that way? Do you see how that opens the door for her to share? This kind of exchange builds trust. You're showing her that you care about who she is, not just how she looks. As Marcus Aurelius said, the soul is dyed by the color of its thoughts. By immersing yourself in meaningful conversations, you're painting the picture of who you are, and she's doing the same. And sometimes a lighter touch works just as well. Humor, shared curiosities, or playful banter can be just as powerful in building connection. You don't need to solve the world's problems in one conversation. Just be present, engaged, and genuinely curious about what lights her up. It's about creating a space where both of you feel comfortable sharing, learning, and growing together. You're not trying to impress her. You're showing her you're worth getting to know, a passionate, confident, and grounded man. So ask yourself, are you the guy who sticks to small talk, or are you the guy who digs deeper, making her feel seen and heard? When you light up a connection built on passion and curiosity, you won't just catch her attention, you'll hold it. Number 5, create competition in the story. If you want to be the man a woman can't stop thinking about, you need to bring more than just polite conversation to the table. Women are accustomed to the typical interactions where men agree with everything they say, afraid to disrupt the flow. Sure, it's polite, but it's also predictable. And in a world brimming with the ordinary, predictability rarely leaves a mark. What truly lingers in a woman's mind is a man unafraid to disagree, unafraid to introduce a fresh perspective. It's that kind of man who, even after the conversation is ended, she'll find herself thinking about long after. Most men, overly cautious not to offend, become what can only be described as yes men. They nod, agree, and follow her lead in every conversation. But here's the kicker. Women don't want a guy who agrees with everything. What they crave is someone with enough confidence to challenge them, to make them pause and reconsider their own opinions. And that's captivating. Here's the secret. Be the man who challenges her. Not in a combative or aggressive way, but in a way that makes her think and feel something different. This ignites her curiosity. But how do you challenge her without coming off as rude? It all comes down to confidence and communication. Say she brings up her favorite book, and you have a different take on it. Instead of nodding along, you could say, "I see why you'd like that, but I experienced it differently. What did you think about this part?" Now, you're not just agreeing with her, you're engaging her in a playful, intriguing way. She'll realize you're not just going to tell her what she wants to hear, and that right there makes you stand out. When you have the confidence to express a differing opinion, you're sending a message. You're secure in who you are. You're not seeking her approval, and you don't feel the need to impress her by agreeing with everything she says. This type of confidence is magnetic. But confidence isn't just about having different opinions. It's also in how you handle situations and interact with her. Imagine the two of you are playing a competitive game. Instead of letting her win, you play your best and encourage her to do the same. This shows that you respect her abilities and aren't afraid of competition, making the dynamic exciting and more attractive. Another way to challenge her is by asking deeper questions that make her think. Instead of focusing on surface-level topics, dive into her interests or views. For example, instead of asking her about her favorite hobby, ask, "What's something you've always wanted to try but haven't yet?" This sparks curiosity and pulls her into a more meaningful conversation. But let's be clear. Challenging her doesn't mean being argumentative or disrespectful. That's not attractive. It's just rude. The goal is to create a space where both of you can express yourselves freely without fear of judgment. Research shows that such challenging conversations trigger emotional and cognitive connections, deepening the bond between people. Women are often drawn to men who bring a sense of adventure and excitement. By keeping the conversation lively and adding an element of surprise or unpredictability, you're creating an emotional roller coaster that's hard to resist. Plus, being challenged in a positive way can foster emotional and intellectual bonding, strengthening the connection. Now think about the larger implication. A man who's unafraid to challenge a woman is a man unafraid to challenge life itself. That energy is contagious. As Steve Jobs famously said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." Women want a man who embodies that fearless, bold energy because it shows he's a force to be reckoned with, someone who faces challenges head-on and rises above them. So, are you that guy? Do you have the confidence to stand out, to offer more than just polite conversation, to challenge her in a way that piques her curiosity and leaves her thinking about you long after the moment has passed? By embracing this mindset, you can create more than just a fleeting impression. You can make a lasting impact. The real question is, are you ready to step up and be the man who challenges her, not just in conversation but in every interaction? How will you show her that you're different from the rest, that you're the man she won't forget? The answer lies in your confidence, your curiosity, and your willingness to go beyond the ordinary. Number 6, confidence is still an interesting story. Confidence is undeniably attractive, but arrogance? That's an instant turn-off. Women are often drawn to men who exude confidence without having to shout about it. So, how do you master the art of being confident without coming across as a self-absorbed jerk? When confidence is merely a mask for insecurity, it's painfully obvious. Fake confidence is loud, needy, always seeking approval or trying to prove something. And women, they catch on to that quicker than you think. Real confidence whispers, "I'm good enough. I don't need anyone's validation." On the other hand, arrogance screams, "I need everyone to know I'm the best. Look at me." This is where the difference lies. True confidence is magnetic because it doesn't crave affirmation, and women can sense it from miles away. Think about the guy who walks into a room and doesn't dominate the conversation. He's calm, composed, and centered, knowing exactly where he stands. This is the type of confidence that attracts women, not because he's trying too hard, but because he's so secure in himself. Muhammad Ali once said, "It's not bragging if you can back it up." But here's the thing. If you're truly confident, you don't even need to say it. So how do you show confidence without falling into the arrogance trap? Humility is strength, not weakness, and it shows that you're grounded. Women, especially mature, self-aware women, appreciate a guy who can say, "I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing to learn." That's power. A confident man handles rejection effortlessly. He doesn't get defensive or angry. Instead, he remains calm, knowing he can handle whatever comes his way. If she shares something she's proud of, don't try to one-up her, celebrate it. Confident men lift others up, while insecure men try to steal the spotlight. When you're secure in yourself, you don't need to bring others down to feel good. That kind of emotional control is wildly attractive because it shows you've got your life in order. You're not letting outside forces define your worth. Let's be real. Rejection happens, but how you handle it speaks volumes about your character. A confident man doesn't take rejection personally. He can smile, shrug it off, and move on. That's emotional maturity. In the end, confidence is about knowing your worth and owning it. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, grounded and humble. When you carry yourself with that kind of confidence, women notice. Be the guy who knows his worth but doesn't need to shout about it. Be humble, emotionally steady, and confident in who you are. Women pick up on that, and they're drawn to men who don't have to try too hard. To truly be the guy that women find interesting in conversations, it's essential to focus on understanding, active listening, and the traits that naturally draw people in. Remember, it's not about trying too hard or being someone you're not. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, confident in your values and genuinely interested in those around you. When you actively engage, share your thoughts with authenticity, and make others feel heard, you'll notice how the connection deepens. It's about fostering curiosity, not only in the conversation, but also in life. Women are often drawn to men who are passionate about what they do, who approach life with enthusiasm, and who have the courage to be vulnerable. Focus on developing qualities that are naturally engaging, such as confidence, a sense of humor, and emotional intelligence. These are traits women find attractive because they go beyond superficiality and resonate on a deeper level. As you continue this journey of self-improvement, take small steps every day toward becoming the guy women find interesting, not just in conversations, but in all aspects of life. Growth is a continuous process, and each interaction is an opportunity to refine your communication skills, expand your empathy, and create meaningful connections. If you found this video helpful and would like to see more content like this, show your support by hitting the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the Stoic Goddess for more insightful videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to click the notification bell so you won't miss any of the amazing content we have in store. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.